Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. So much going on in our world at the moment. We've got Audrin streaming tomorrow. We'll be returning to the good ship Audrin to try and investigate more deaths. There is a PG warning on that. Don't watch it if you're squeamish or too young, please. So that'll be at 10 p.m. our time. And that's tomorrow. As I say, we will of course be releasing our normal 2 videos again tomorrow, so the second one of those will be out an hour into the stream. As before, what else have we got going on? We've got the Patreon content, the Paint by Numbers Institute, loads of correct answers coming in. Again, the weekends are always very popular for people finishing off their Sudoku hunts, so that is a brilliant set of Japanese sum Sudoku puzzles by the Asylum and Panthera. That is on Patreon. Simon has put up the Zeta Math 2 Truths and a Lie solve on the channel now. So that is up as of today on our channel. You can check that out. Again, if you press Cracking the Cryptic under the video, that'll take you to see the 2 Truths and a Lie solved by Simon that was posted in the very early afternoon here today. Now, in the wider Sudoku world, a World Sudoku Convention has just begun, and World Puzzle Convention. So this is hosted on Logic Masters India. You can register there. You may need to create an identity to do so, but then you can compete against the world's best. I believe many, if not all, of the world's best Sudoku solvers are going to be part of this. You get, I think, for a week, these puzzle rounds are available, and you can try any of these rounds, and there's, what are they, 40 minutes, 45, 60 or 70 minutes you will get to send in the puzzle answers once you've started each round. And there are also World Puzzle Championship rounds. There are bonus rounds. Don't know what's going on with those. Time trials, and there's a social section as well. So there's a number of panels that you can join by Zoom. And the one on Thursday, the authors panel, between 2:30 and 4, I think that is UK time, so Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, will be hosted by Simon and myself. So that will be coming up on Thursday. Will be, I don't even know which of the world's best puzzle authors will be there, but I can pretty much guarantee it'll be some of them. Now, one person I don't think will be there is Audrin van der Wetering, although he is unquestionably one of the world's best puzzle constructors. And in fact, our video of 4 givens has started doing, again, more people viewing it. It's become our 3rd most popular video yet again, although it's already had 7 million views, which is very interesting. We never know quite why that takes off a bit. But anyway, he sent us a puzzle a while ago themed on his new idea of Dutch whispers. Now, he's taken the idea of German whispers, which have lines on which connected digits differ by at least 5, and he's relaxed it a bit. So Dutch whispers involves 2 digits that are neighbouring along a grey line have a difference of at least 4, which gives a lot more freedom. It lets the number 5 into the party, which German whispers excludes it from. So it's going to be interesting. Now, he's given us a puzzle. Look at this, by the way. Do look at the markings in this puzzle. So the grey lines that he's used to show the Dutch whispers here, they spell out the Sudoku digits, but they don't just spell out the Sudoku digits in a random order. This is a magic square with 5 in the middle, 3 here, 7 here. So every row, column, and diagonal adds up to 15. Just 5 given digits. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work, but we will find out. So do give it a try on the link under the video. So just to repeat the rules, normal Sudoku rules, and neighbouring digits along a grey line have a difference of at least 4. That's what we get. Give the puzzle a try. You can probably judge from the video length how difficult it is, as usual, but I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Yeah, okay. How do we get cracking? Okay, I'll tell you what we do. We look at that 6 and we say, what can that be next to on a line? You can't go up from it, you'd come to 10. So you must go down. Those must be 1 and 2 because they're both connected to the 6. Now in a German whispers puzzle, I'd start colouring highs and lows. But remember, that's not going to work here because it works in German whispers because every number is either lower than 5 or higher than 5 and they must alternate. But here, I suppose if a 5's on a line, that can change the alternation pattern. Yeah, but actually that pattern is interesting. That's a 1 or a 2 as well. Let's just fill that in. There isn't a lot more from the givens on the lines, I don't think. And I'm certainly considering that even a stringy line like this one doesn't really help us because we don't know anything about how it starts. The restrictions are much looser than German whispers. But what I was beginning to think there is you can't change the alternation pattern except by going through 5. Now, what the heck do I mean by that? What I'm trying to say is this 5, for instance, 5 shape, that 6, let's call that a high number. Then 1 or 2 is definitely a low number. Then you will get a high number, low number, high number, low number, unless you use the digit 5. The only way to change that pattern is to use a 5, which I suppose is neither high or low. And wherever a 5 appears on a line, it must be joined to a 1 or a 9. They're the only digits that are 4 away. So, yeah, I think that means that it can't mess with alternation. I don't think you can get a 5 in any of these positions. And that's because if you were going high, low, high round one way, to go high, you can't go high, 5 high, because that would be 9, 5, 9. So you just can't use 5 because it would break up the alternation of high versus low. So, okay, what I've decided to do now, and I might change my mind on this, but I'm going to do it for now, is to mark lower than 5 digits and higher than 5 digits and just see. Yeah, that's interesting that all the givens are higher than 5. I think I might be on the right track. So this has to be higher. It can't be 5 because one of those is a 2. So this is in fact 7 or 8. It sees 6 and 9. Now this, again, we're on a sort of circle, so we can't use 5 here. That has to be low. This has to be high. And you can see that a 5 there would break this pattern. So this, actually, this is low and it's not 1 or 2. So that's 3 or 4. This is high and it's not 6. That's quite unrestrained. But now we know that 5 is over here somewhere. I think that must be right. Now that means 5 is on this 9 somewhere, on this grey line, on this 3-shaped grey line. But I suppose 5 could be there, then this will be 1, and then we can alternate away from that. But 5 can't be here, because there are, I suppose because there are 3 digits connected to it. Actually, it can't be here either because 9's been used in the box and 5 can only connect to 1 and 9, so you couldn't fill those. Oh, I see. So 5 isn't in those positions. 5 also won't be here. But this can be 5, which is annoying because otherwise we could fix it down onto one of those. Then that would become 1 or 9. This is tricky. I don't really know what I should be looking at here. So I've worked out that 5 is here somewhere. And it can't be there or there. Actually, it can't be here either, because that would make this a 1. And then if 5 was there with 1 there, what would go here? The only number between 1 and 9 that fulfills the restrictions is 5, and that's already there. So that can't be there. So 5 is either here, where it would have to connect to a 1 here. Yes, that would work. That would then odds and evens would alternate in these cells, and that would work with the 9. Or 5 could be here. So 5's in one of those 2 cells. Oh, and that means it must connect to 1 in one of these 2. Ah, and that gives us a 2 up here. There's our first digit in the grid, surprisingly. Or maybe not, but I didn't expect it to work like that. Now, what else? So if that's a 2, that hasn't... Oh, hang on, this can't be... Yeah, it could be a 4. I was going to say it can't be a 4 if one of... Oh, one of the 7 there means one of these is a 7. So now that can't be a 4. That is right. That has to be a 3, because if one of those is a 7, 7 can't connect to 4. So we get a 3 here as well. And now we know that 4 is over... Oops, we know that 4 is over here with either 8 or 9. 4 is now on this 3 as well, somewhere on this shape. Can't, oh, it could be there. But then 5 would be there, 1 would be there. Yeah, this would be high, that does work. Oh, there's got to, this is 1 and a high digit. Because whatever 1's next to can't be 5, so must be high. And that high digit has to be 8, because these cells see 6, 7, and 9. So this is a 1-8 pair. And that's not 8. Everything else... No, that is 9 or 7. Can I work out which one of these is 5? If that's 5, we go 1, 8, low, 2 or 4, low, 1, 3 or 4, not 1, 3 or 4. But that's fine next to 9 and 8. If that's 5, this is 1, oh, that's what I was doing. If that's 5, this is 1, that's 8, this is low, 2 or 4, and this is high, 8 or 6, not 8, that would have to be 6, but that's fine next to a 1. Oh gosh, I cannot see how this works. Maybe I need to sketch in all these possibilities. So, right, if this is a 5, then we get 1 here, 8 here. This is low, 2 or 4. 1 here, so this is high, 6 or 8. But if that's not 5, this is 5. Then we get 1 here, 8 here. This is low, 2 or 4. And this is low, can't be 2 or 1, so 3 or 4. Well, that's not all that many possibilities. 6, actually, I can see is now confined to those 2. We've already got 5 there. 4 can't be here. So 4's in one of these 3. I don't know. I may not be doing this puzzle the right way at all, but having started and got this far, I'm going to carry on. So I worked out that 5 can't be on a ring because it would break the pattern. So that's not a 5. Therefore, it's low. And therefore, that's low. These 2 are high. 1, 2, or... Now, I don't think this can be 4, actually. 4 would have to be next to 8 and 9, and we've already used the 9. So that's 1 or 2. This is 1 or 3. Similarly, that also can't be 4. And these are from 6, 7, and 8. I think they can be 6 if they're next to 1 and 1 or 2. can't do anything with this ring, I don't think. Not at the moment. Okay, I'm going to need to work more on this box somehow. Right, if that's a 3, then we go 8, 1, 5, but that can be 2 or 4. Oh, if that's oh, maybe yeah, okay, hang on, let me just think about this again. If that's a 5, 1, 8, oh no, that can be 4. I was going to rule 4 out of something. It didn't work. This is really a head scratcher, isn't it? Can I work out what's going on down here? Maybe I haven't thought about the number of odds. Like here we've got 2 highs there, another high here. Well, we can't have 2 highs down here. But, well, okay. I was going to say, but we can have a 5, so we wouldn't have to. But actually that means this can't be 3 or 4. No, it can't even be 1. Oh, we've had 1 there, 2 there. This can't be 3 or 4, or that would need 2 highs there, and that would make too many highs in the column. So that's not low, and it also is not 5, and it's not 6. So that is 7, 8, or 9, and definitely high. But it could be 9 and next to a 5 in one of these other positions. Oh, it's not 8 because that's a 1-8 pair. So now it's part of a 7-9 pair. So these are from the remaining 3, 4, and 5. But this could also be 5. Well, it's got to be 4 low. It's 2, 4, or 5. 1-8 pair, is that more powerful somehow? Yeah, that can't be 8. It's a tiny bit more powerful than I was realizing. Doesn't mean 8 has to be up here, annoyingly. The trouble is I've made some deductions, but I haven't really got very far. Oh, hang on, this doesn't have many possibilities. 1-8 pair, 7, 9, 6 it all sees, and 4 and 5 in that section. So actually that's 2 or 3. What about this? 1, 8, 7, 9, 4, 5. So that's 2, 3, or 6. So we are reasonably limited here. Oh, so if this was 3, that would be 2, that would be 6, that would be 4, 8, 1, 5. And if it's not 3, oh, hang on. These are from 3, 4, and 5. Well, whichever is the higher of those cannot be next to 7, surely. Definitely not. That's a 9. So this is a 7, so that's an 8. Now we've got a bit more clarity. So this is a 4, 5, 9 triple now. It doesn't actually get anything else done, but I'm happy enough to get a bit closer. Now this is either... well, if that can't be a 5 because that would be a 1 and that would clash. So that's not a 5. So that's low. Actually, that's low, obviously. This one is... This can't be a 5 either because that's not a 1. So that's high and is 6 or 7. I don't think this can be 4 then because that's too close. Good grief. So that's 2. I'm sorry if I'm being very slow at this. I do not find it easy at all. So we've got 8, 3, 9, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to place in this column. Oh, whichever one of those is 8 has to be next to 4. Can't be next to 5 or 6. I should have seen that earlier. So that's not 4. So one of these is 4 in column 3, and that's not 4. One of those is 4 as well. Don't see that I've reduced this. 4, 5, 9, 7. Those are all kind of fixed. So 1 and 8 are down here somewhere, but that doesn't change anything. Wow, now what do I do? These are on the ends of lines and they're all possible. So I just don't think, unless I'm missing something around how these work. So if that's a 3, this is 2 and that's 1. Doesn't really get anything done. If that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 5. But I think we've proved that all of these work then. So no, I don't see what I'm doing. I think I'm going to have to look somewhere else, which is painful because nothing else looks really doable. I mean, columns 9 and 6 have a lot of grey cells in, but I don't know how to use them at all. Okay, if 5, which, you know, I thought was being freed up, is actually being a dickens of a nuisance in this puzzle. It's popping up in places. It's basically ruining the high-low patterns, which is very annoying. Its potential is, anyway. So, where does 5 go in this column? Is that a question worth asking? Can't actually go there because that can't be 1 or 9. And it can't go there or there because they're on a ring. If it went there, that would be a 1. If 5 went here, oh, does 5 have to be next to 1? Or no, it could be next to 9. Can we prove what it's next to? I don't think so. Oh, that can't be 7 and that can't be 8. I've just seen that finally. If I'm looking at that, can't be 9. If I'm looking at something that's so obvious, it will be very embarrassing. But it's hard to see that I am. Maybe if it's not 5, we should be thinking about 6 or 4 in one of these columns. 6 is always going to be next to 1 or 2. Okay. 6 obviously isn't in those cells because of the given 6. Ah, if 6 is here, then it's next to 1 and 2. And that's making things difficult for the other high digits and for 5, isn't it? Oh, 6 can't be here because it can't be next to 3 different digits. 6 here would be next to 2 and 1, and that would break that. Ah, okay, I'm going to colour green cells which can't be 6. It can't be here, and it can't be here because 2 and 1 would break that. It obviously can't be in these cells because there's already a 6 in the box. 6 there, that's all right, I think. That would put a 1 here and a high digit there, 7 or 8. 6 here would need a 1 here. Oh, 6 can't be here. Oh, look what happens. Oh, this is madness. Here are the 3 remaining places where 6 can go in column 6. But what digit is going to be next to it in the column? Well, it can't, it's in those cells and it can't be 2. So it's always got to be 1 that's next to 6 in one of those cells. 6 is in one of those 3 cells and 1 must be next to it because they can't be 2. That's incredible. 6 can't be there because of 2 and 1. So this becomes a 2 because there's a 1. That is one of the remotest pencil mark pairs I've ever seen. That's remarkable. Oh, I'm blown away by that. But that is definitely right. This cell we're in must become a 2. And 6, okay, let's take out the green colouring now because that's served its purpose, I hope. 6 is in one of, I'm going to try and remember that these corner marks are for the whole column. I didn't manage to take out the green marking. There we go. 6 is in one of these 3 cells and 1 in this column is in one of those 2 only. Which is weird, but now we get a 2 here and that fixes 3 over here. And that gives us 5 and 1 and 8. Oh my goodness, and 4 and 6, and that's a 2. That's incredible. That is an incredible piece of logic. Ard, you are amazing. Now that becomes a 7. This becomes a 5, not coloured. That is a 4-3 pair, and they can be coloured blue. I don't know anything about these except I've added a 6 to the group. Now, does this help? Does this help get across the grid at all? Because that was a hard step, an odd step. I don't know. This has to be high. It can't be 5. But that could be 9, 5, 1 high. Oh, if 6 was in one of these cells with a 1 there, then 2 would have to be in one of these 2. That would put 2 up there somewhere. I don't see what that does. This is 7, 8 or 9. Let's just pencil mark that. This can be 5, or it could be 3 or 4. Actually, that's all it can be. This could be 1 or 9 only, I think. Because, yeah, 7 and 8 are blocked off. Yeah. But then this can be almost anything. So everything is 4 away from 1 or 9. It can't be 7, 4, 8 or 6, 2 actually, I suppose, which is slightly more than I had realised. We're looking at any one cell. Got more digits done than in some ways I feel I have. I just don't think I've done enough steps of logic to get column 2 finished, but it is finished. Come on, need to think of something else now. Do I still focus on column 6 or do I shift into something else? Where's 5? Yeah, let's have a look at that. It can be here. In which case it wouldn't be there. That would be high and that would be high. Just notice 6 and 2 are definitely in those cells, and annoyingly they can be together on the 7. Sorry, where's 5 in column 6? It can be there. It can't be there because that can't be 1 or 9. But it could be here, or here, or here, or possibly here. I cannot see how to determine yay or nay on that. Right, is 9 definitely getting used here somewhere? That's an interesting thought. If that's 5, yes. If that's 5, that's 1 and that's 9. And in fact, that must be 9. If that's 5 and that's 1, that has to be 9. Oh, but it can't be, because that would be 9. Ah, this can't be 5. Because that would be 1 and that would be 9, but that would also be 9. Right, so that is low. So this can't be 1. That is high and is 9. This can't be 9 anymore. It's not necessarily low because it could be 5. This can't be 9. Every conclusion is wrung out of this. Like a mangle squeezing a tiny bit of juice out of something. That's 1, 3 or 5 as well because it sees all the other digits. That's 8 or 7. Now it couldn't be 7 and 4 here, but that's not very helpful. I can't use just having got one more high cell on this column. It's just not doing anything for me. Oh, okay, this can't be 5 now because neither of those can be 9. That's interesting. So that can't be 5, that can't be 5. Let's leave in green now the cells that can be 5 in this column. There, maybe here, or here. Now, okay, where's that? If that's 5, you get a 1 here. Oh, no, that can't be 5 either, because again, you can't have 9s in both those positions. Right, 5 is now in one of these 3 cells. And if it's in one of these 2, oh, that can still be 1 or 9. Bother. So these alternate. They don't include a 5, so they're either low, high, low, or high, low, high. So if that's 5, that's a different parity, as it were, height or lowness from that one. But if 5's here or here, I think that can still be high or low, which is irritating. No, 5 can't be. Oh, 5 can't be here with a 1 here. But it could be here with a 9 here. 5 can't be here with a 1 here because then 1 couldn't be here and there'd be nowhere for 6 in the column. But 5 could be here with 9 here. Maybe I need to ask if that's a 1, what happens? Then we know that 6 is here. You've still got 3 and 4 to fit in. I suppose that can be 3. I can't see my way through this at all. Art is so wickedly clever with this stuff. 9 is in one of those 2 cells. I mean, it would be quite easy for it to be there, although it would then, well, it would make that low. I don't know, again, 5 can still get on most of these grey. Ah, look, 5 there means those aren't 5, and 5 can't be on the ring because it breaks the parity. So 5 must be in one of those 2 cells. Ah, right, so it's not there. Now it's got to be in one of these 3, and we know which one. There it is, we've got 5. Let's get rid of the green colour. These are 2 blues and an orange. The orange is 7 or 8. That's blue, obviously. The orange is 7 or 8. Yeah, I don't know. Right, but we've got the 5. Did that? Oh, and there's got to be a 5 up here somewhere, so it's not on this line. So this alternates, that alternates. So these two are different parities. Oh, and one of them's a 1. So on the other end of the line, we've got a 3 and a 4, either there or there. Well, if 3 and 4 go there, that has to be a 9. 4 can only be next to 8 or 9. If 3 and 4 go there, that's an 8. So that's either 1 or 8. That's either 1 or 9. 3 and 4 down here would be an X-wing on 3s and 4s. It would put 8 there. This would have to be a 1 because it sees 2. So 1 is in one of these two cells here and not there. Again, thinking about 3 and 4 there with 8 there. Oh, and this can't be 9. What's 4 going to be next to? 4 has to be next to 8 and 9. So it can't be in either of those cells with an 8 there because it can't have a 9 here. So that's not 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are up here. Ha ha! Bingo! That is the kind of thing I wanted to deduce. And there it is. That's the 9. This is the 1 down here. 3, 4, 9, 5, 2. So these are from 6, 7 and 8. That is 6 or 8. This is 6, 7 or 8. One of them is a 6. Whichever one is a 6 has a 2 next to it. So one of these is a 2. That's going to put a 2 up here somewhere. Let's do my colouring because I want to keep that going. Wow, quite a lot of colouring in that column. Please say I don't have to completely rethink everything. 1, 2, 3 and 6 here. Right, well, one of these is low, but the other is 6. So don't they have to be 1 and 6 next to each other on the Dutch whisper line? They definitely do, yes. So that's a 1-6 pair. Brilliant. Okay, so let's get rid of the pencil marking. 2 and 6 there. So that's not 1 or 6, and that becomes a 3. And that becomes a 2. 2s are blues. Right, 1 or 6 there. Now, if that was a 6, this would have to be a 2. That's not possible anymore. 6 and 1. Now, unfortunately, that gives it a lot of leeway. 7, 8 or 9 there. Or 5. No, it can't be 5 because that would be a 9. Oh, we're going to probably have to play the game again of where 5 goes in this column, but I don't want to do that yet. We'll get to that. Oh, this is a 4 because it sees a 3. That's 3. This now is 2, 4 or 5. I'm going to bother to fill that in. Oh, that's become a 2. So that's not a 2. Did we know that one of these was a 6? No, not necessarily. That's not a 6 now, it's an 8. Because of that. This can't be a 4, this can't be a 9. In fact, 9 is decided over here. There it goes. That can't be a 2, so we've placed 2 as well. Oh, sorry, these deductions are getting a bit easier and I'm not spotting them. Now, 4, 5 pair, so we can fill in 7 and 8 in the top row and colour them. 5's in one of those, 6 is in one of these, 7's in one of those, but 1 could be anywhere. 7, oh, that 7 has made this a 6. That stops this being a 3. This is a 5, naked single. That must be a 3, and we can do the 4 and 5 pair now. There's a few more blues for our palette. Now these can't be 1s anymore, and indeed I think the whole thing's decided that has to be where 5 is. So that's where 7 is. So this is where 6 is, and that's where 1 is, and there we go. 6 and 7 are high, 1 is low. Oh, we're getting there now. This has become a 4. Now I just need to spot things that I've achieved. 1 is here, That's 8, that's 7. Box 5 complete. This has become a 9. We can do 3 and 5. Maybe I will just finish off the colouring later. Doesn't look like it matters that much, but I mean this has to be 4 away at least from 9, so that's the 4, 7, 8. Oh no, hang on, something's gone wrong. No! Where has something gone wrong now? This can't be anything. It can't be 4, 7 or 8. Oh no. Let's see if we can rewind to somewhere where it went wrong. Now I put in an 8 here. I was happy enough about that. Coloured them. 6, 5, 1, 7. Oh no, that became a 6 as a result. This made 6 here. Oh, how can it go wrong now? This is so painful. 1 and 5 there, those two cells. One is there. This is 4, 8, 7, and I don't like that combination. Gives me 9, 4. That puts a 5 here. Something's wrong with this, and that is 3 being next to 6. Where did I do something wrong here? Oh, this hurts. 3 can't be next to 6. Let's go all the way back to where I was making deductions here. Now, these are from 1, 2, 3, 6. Surely the only two that can be next to each other are 6 and 1 here. That's true. So that's 3, that's 4. That makes this 8. I hadn't seen that before, actually. Okay, let's go along on that route. Just see if we can get there a different way, that I don't make whatever other mistake I made. Let's just remove 2 and 6. Now I said that couldn't be 6 because this can't be 2. That's got to be right still. 6, therefore, sorry, 1 and 6. That makes this 8. This has become 2. Now this is 7 or 9. This one I think is resolved. It can't be 3, 9, 5, 6, 2 or 1, and 8 and 7 are too close to that, so it's 4, which makes that 9. Now this makes this 5. I mean, I fear I'm going down exactly the same path. That fixes that as 4. They're all done. 4 and 3 there. That's become a 7, which makes this a 6. Now at the moment this can be a 1, but something's going to go wrong with that. 4 and 3. 2, 8 as a pair here. And I've said 2 had to be next to 6 down here. I actually know where that is now. It's there. This has to be 3. That has become 8, 7. That must, and this just doesn't work. Ah, it felt so good. I'm sorry, folks. This is a nightmare. Going all the way back to resolving this central box. So, I said that 5, no, I said that 5 had to be in one of those cells. That's what got me going, because 5 can't be here since we got that 5. And it can't be on a ring, because I'm sure this is right, that a ring will break if you put a 5 on it. A 5 on a ring has to have 1 and 9 next to it, and then they can't be joined by anything else. So that's true. There must be a 5 there. This can't be 5, and one of these has to be 5, but only one can be. That's here. Now maybe it's whatever I did then that went wrong. I said something about 3 and 4, didn't I? So I said somewhere this is a 1, and in the other box there's a 3-4 pair. And I decided it couldn't be down here. And why was that? Because the 4 could be next to an 8 here. Yeah, because 9 is seeing all of these cells. And 4 would have to be next to a 9 in one cell. So the 3 and 4 have to be up here. I mean, I'm going to stick with this and see if it works again. 4, 3, 8, that becomes a 9. 1 is here in between 6 and either 7 or 8, but one of them's a 6, so 2 is in one of these cells. This is just doing the same stuff again, like Einstein's definition of stupidity. 9 becomes there. I don't see how it can be wrong. Now this is where I deduce 1, 2, 3 and 6 are the availables. So that must be 1 and 6, and that can't be with a 2 there, so it has to go 6, 1. And I mean, this is just all the same stuff again. And I don't see what I can have done wrong. I really don't. 7 and 1. That's now a 6, 7 pair, needing 2 and 3 here. That's 5, or it can't be 5, so that's 8. 1, 5, 7 up at the top. That's a 2, 8, 6 set, and we know that that's got to be 6. So that becomes 7. Oh, this has become 8. 2 and 8. It's doing this in a slightly different order, but I'm sure getting, yeah, this now can't be a 2 or a 1. What's wrong with it? What is wrong with any of the logic there? I do not know. I do not know. Am I going to have to give up this puzzle? So we got to the idea, I mean, this was all solid stuff, wasn't it? We got to the idea of wherever 6 was, it had to be next to 1, because it was either, it was in one of those 3 cells, and the number next to it on the line couldn't be a 2, so it had to be a 1, so that's a 2. That has to be right. Then we get 3, 5, 1, 8, 4, 6, 2, 7, 5. Now that 5 instantly rules those out from being 5, which is also ruled out from those. So 5's in one of those 2. Now 5 has to be here somewhere. This has to be high. 9, 5, 1. Have I ruled that out when I shouldn't have? Maybe. Let's just think about this from first principles. This has to be 7, 8 or 9. Now, can this be 5? And why did I rule that out earlier? I put 5 there once I found it had to be there based on the numbers I'd put in these 3 cells, but maybe one of them was wrong. This, I said, is 3, 4 or 5. That's what I said. Oh, and then I went on to say that if this was 5, this would go 9, 5, 1. And this would then be seeing 6, 7, 8 and 9. And that's still right. So this is low. 3 or 4, in fact. This must be high because that's all that allows. And in fact is a 9 because it sees the other 3 high digits. So that's not a 9. 5 now has to be here because it's positioned there. And that's where we get the 6-1 pair from. And it doesn't have to be a 6-1 pair. 6-2 is fine. So sorry. Right. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. We must know. But there is a 6 there. It's either 6-2 or 6-1. I think we know which one it'll be from the totally failed attempts earlier. But let's just carry on as we are. So those, okay, at least I understand where I went wrong, which is frankly a huge relief at this point, because otherwise I'm losing my mind for nothing. Right, let's get rid of the green. We don't need that anymore. Okay, now things might get a little more manageable at least. So, goodness gracious. Right, that's a 1, 6, 8 triple. Don't know how to resolve the 3 and 4. I don't know what logic I next did, but it probably stemmed from all that, so I can't use that. This is not a 1, but it could be 2, 3, 4 or 5. Right, if that was a 6, this would be a 1, 2 pair, but that can't be 1 or 2. So that's not the 6. So 6 is here. This is 1 or 2 and is therefore low and in fact forming a 1, 2 pair in the column. So that's not 2. This is high. Yes, it can't be a 5 because that can't be a 9. So it is high. This can't be a 5, so it is low. And it's 1 or 4 actually. And it can't be 1 because that's a 1, 2 pair. This is a better way of going. Right, so that's not 7. That's not 4. Anybody who normally comments, Mark always gets lucky. Look at this video. I don't think I did. 1, 7 and 8. Well, Mark was just dumb. That's what happened. Anyway, 2, 6, 1. 4 is in one of those 2 cells. Do we know? Don't know what they are. 6 there, right, that sees that as an 8. Probably still need to focus on column 6. Maybe that issue about 3 and 4 is still fine. 3 and 4, if they were there, would need, the 4 would need a 9 in one of these. Yes, since all of these can't be 9, 3 and 4 can't be there, but they must be in a pair because one's in the other pair. So that's 3 and 4. Yes, that still works fine. Right, so those are blue. Oh, we're going to go over the hour now, but I don't really mind because I still think I'm going to finish. That's high. Has to be 9 because it's next to 4 and it can't be 8. That's the 1. These are from 6, 7 and 8. That's low. No, sorry, wrong colour. That is low, but I coloured it wrong. Right, one of these is a 6, so one of these is a 2. That's going to give us a 2 up here somewhere. Oh, 3 there. This is now 5. Actually, that's better. 4, 5, 9. They're all done. 9 is high, 4 is low. Hope I don't make a colouring mistake like yesterday, although frankly that's clearly a lot better than making a Sudoku mistake like today. 9, 5, 8. So only one of these can be a 3. Oh, I don't... There could be a 5 there, changing the parity of this line as it goes down. Otherwise, I'd know that the 3 was there. No, hang on, there can't be a 5 here. Right, this is a slightly complicated deduction. It's probably not needed at this point, but I'm going to tell you anyway. 5 is clearly not in those cells because of that 5. The only way 5 could appear on this line and change its parity so that it wasn't low, high, alternating is by being in one of these 2 cells. It can't be here because of that 5, and it can't be here because that cell can't be a 1 or a 9 because of those. So 5 can't change the parity along this line. So these 3 have to alternate. That one must, of course, always be the same as that one, so it's different from that one. So these 3 alternate, and the low one's in the middle and is a 3. The high ones are on the outside. Now, they don't both connect to the 3, but this one does, and must be 8 or 9 because it can't be 7. This is 6 or 7, connecting to 1 or 2. This can't be 5, so it's high. That one's obviously low. In fact, it's 7 or 8, given... Oh, it can't be 8, it's 7. This can't be a 1. That becomes a 6 as a result of the 7. Doesn't fix that. This is 7 or 8, so that's 6 in the column. This is 2 next to the 6. 2 is blue. That's 1 or 8. That's 1 or 8, so this is 6, which is high. 6, 2, 9, 1, 7, 3. We've got 4, 5, and 8. This has to be 8. And these are a 4, 5 pair. That 8 makes this a 7. That's going to need a 3 next to it since it can't be 1 or 2. Yeah, what I realized I just did was I looked at those with a German whispers rule set, which is very annoying, instead of the Dutch whispers that I'm meant to be using and is quite unfamiliar. So although you won't forgive me for your wasted time, I'm almost getting able to forgive myself. 1, 2, or 8 there. Now, this is low or 5. Come on, I'm sure the rest of this is going to be simple Sudoku. There's a 4. That has to be next to 8. So it's 3 or 7 there. So we've got a 1, 3, 7 triple, a 9, 4, 5 triple, 2, 8, and 6 up here, which annoyingly form a chocolate teapot triple, but I can do 5, 1, 7 next to them. The 1 makes that a 3. That makes this a 7. Oh, as did that 6. That's a 1 now, so that's a 2. We've got 4 and 5 to put in the column. 5 goes there, 4 goes there. That's a 2, that's a 3. Oh yes, I can do the row. That does that 7, 3, 1 triple. That's become a 9. We get a 7 there. This is a 1. Oh, finally. That's a 1 in fact. So we can do the 8 and the 1. We can do the 5, 4 pair. I bet we can do this 2, 6, 8 triple because we can place 8. 1 column to go if things are right. 5, 7, 9. I've got 1 more digit to place now. Let's do the colouring. 1's a blue. 2's a blue. 3's a blue. 4's a blue. 6's are orange. 7's are orange. 8's are orange. 9's are orange. This last cell is blue and is 2 and finishes just under the hour. Well, I'm ticking over the hour for me. With the intro, it'll be a fraction longer. That's annoying because I was going along fine at about half an hour, but actually no, it was wherever I first concluded that was 6-1. That's where it went wrong. And that's very irritating indeed. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry to put you through the agonies with me there. Believe me, I felt them even worse. And very pleased to finish that. Ard, you are a bit of a genius. The idea of this magic square grid marking was fantastic. But what execution. What a brilliant puzzle. I mean, even the bit with the wherever 6 goes in there forces 1 was amazing. Do let me know what you thought of the puzzle if you tried it. I hope you didn't have such a ricket as I did, but let's hope to see you again tomorrow for more Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.